Ever notice how life has its own scoreboard, always keeping perfect track, even when everyone else is watching the wrong game? Here's a truth critics refuse to accept. The universe keeps receipts. No matter how many traps they set, no matter how many times they try to tip the scales in their favor, fate doesn't forget. Those who hurl thorns in your path often find themselves tangled in their own mess, because when you aim to bury someone destined for greatness, the dirt stains your own hands. Critics and haters may throw shadows, hoping to dim your shine, but the cosmic balance always flips the script. The louder they root for your failure, the more they become unwilling witnesses to your rise. Picture this: every silent sabotage, every jealous plot, every subtle mind game. Those are just bricks in the road that leads to your next level. While they craft obstacles, destiny is busy turning their detours into your upgrades. Like a chess master seeing 5 moves ahead, the universe aligns everything for your growth, even their hostility. So here's the irony: their devilish attempts to hold you back are just cosmic investments in your success. The higher they build their walls, the stronger you become at scaling them, until the only thing haunting your enemies is the echo of your victory. Remember, being chosen isn't about luck. It's about living proof that those who try to cage a storm always end up drenched. If you're ready to rewrite the outcome, like and subscribe now. Join the ranks of those who transform every enemy's doubt into undeniable progress. Your future is calling. Don't let the critics answer first. Before we go any further, lock in with me for a second. If you've ever felt the sting of unfair delays, blocked opportunities, or mysterious setbacks, you're exactly where you need to be. Hit that like button if you're done letting gatekeepers call the shots. Subscribe now to join a movement where chosen ones reclaim what's rightfully theirs, and drop a 99 in the comments to show the world you're wide awake. This isn't just another video, it's a rallying point for those ready to break through every manufactured delay and claim a future built on real justice. Stick with me to the end, because the blueprint you're about to hear isn't just information, it's ammunition. Let's get started. Number 1. Spot the setup. Don't let them turn your blessing into a battleground. Let's talk about what really happens behind the velvet curtain of delay. This isn't about slow paperwork or someone forgetting to hit send. The reality is far more strategic and, frankly, calculated. When the system senses a storm of abundance headed your way, when your breakthrough starts to become a probability, not just a possibility, the hands at the levers get nervous. Suddenly, routine checks become endless loops. Approvals get stuck in a black hole, and your win turns into their chessboard. This isn't a random stumble, it's a playbook move. They didn't just want to postpone your payout, they wanted to convert your patience into frustration, to see if you'd crack before the finish line. They knew exactly what your progress meant: confirmation that you can't be boxed in, proof that you're not a product of their control. So, they pivoted from obvious resistance to something slicker, weaponized waiting. They stitched bureaucracy together like barbed wire and hoped you'd tire yourself out trying to climb over it. If you're seeing pending status after pending status, know this: you're not facing a traffic jam, you're standing in a minefield built to test your focus and your endurance. Every delay is a message, but not the one they think. They want you to hear not yours, but what's really being broadcast is too powerful to release without a fight. And make no mistake, the people running these games, they're well aware of what's at stake. Your elevation exposes every weakness in their network, every crack in their old system. Here's the paradox. When your blessing is turned into a battleground, it's not a sign of weakness, but proof of your influence. They don't set traps for the powerless. They reserve these obstacles for those who make the entire system feel threatened. They may smile to your face and hide behind policies, but you know the truth. A lion doesn't flinch when a jackal tries to bark him off his territory. Every manufactured delay is a page in your future autobiography, the chapter where you learned that patience isn't passive, it's tactical. Instead of folding under the pressure, this is where you become sharper, more agile, more alert. Their goal is to drain your energy with red tape, to turn hope into exhaustion. But the cosmic balance works differently. For every ounce of effort they spend trying to detour your destiny, they write their own receipt. In the end, what they intended as a blockade becomes the very evidence of their fear. And the universe is always watching. Remember, a storm doesn't stop because someone puts up an umbrella, and chosen ones don't lose because someone moves a finish line. Every time you spot a delay disguised as protocol, see it for what it is, a sign that your breakthrough is close enough to make them sweat. Lean in. You're not just passing through the battlefield, you're about to claim it as your territory. Stay locked in, because what they try to stall only sets you up for a bigger victory. Let's keep moving. This is just the beginning. Number 2. Outsmart the tactics. Recognize delay as their weapon of psychological warfare. For chosen ones, the delay isn't just about holding back your resources. It's a chess move designed to shake your core. A subtle psychological game where every pause is loaded with intent. The ones orchestrating these holdups aren't simply hoping you'll run out of time, they're hoping you'll run out of spirit. They know that when you expect a breakthrough and all you get is static, doubt creeps in, wrapping itself around your ambition like a slow, tightening fog. That's the real war. It's not fought in emails or approval chains, it's waged in your mind. Every "we're still reviewing" and "please be patient" is meant to make you question your worth, your momentum, and your very identity. The delay becomes a weapon, sharpened with every repeat of the same hollow promises, designed to wear you down from the inside out. They want you exhausted, distracted, so tangled in overthinking that you forget who you are and what you're here to claim. But here's what makes the chosen different. You're not just resilient, you're psychologically bulletproof. Instead of letting the delays consume you, you use them as training. Like a sword forged in fire, your edge only gets sharper with every setback. While they hope to poison your faith with doubt, all they're really doing is revealing the limits of their own power. You see, psychological warfare is always a sign that the enemy fears your potential. They wouldn't spend this much energy trying to destabilize you if your rise didn't haunt them. Imagine it like this. They build invisible walls, hoping you'll pace back and forth and eventually settle. But you, as a chosen one, know how to turn walls into launch pads. Every time they test your patience, they're fueling your clarity and upgrading your strategy. And that's the twist. They thought delay would break you, but it ended up building a version of you that can't be rattled by games. Let them underestimate your endurance. Let them think silence equals surrender. Because while they're trying to manipulate your perception, you're quietly building mental armor. The more they stall, the more undeniable your presence becomes, until the same tactics used to destabilize you turn into proof of how powerful you truly are. Stay sharp. Recognize every delay for what it is, a mind game. And always remember, the chosen don't just survive psychological warfare, they turn it into fuel for their next victory. Number 3. Expose the hidden hands. Refuse to let your inheritance fund the wrong economy. Every time your progress is mysteriously stalled, every moment your reward is in process while others seem to benefit, you're witnessing the shadow game at work. There are players behind the scenes who specialize in rerouting what was meant for you into their own pockets. It's like watching someone siphon fuel from your tank and then act shocked when your journey stalls out. This isn't just financial manipulation, it's the art of quiet theft disguised as normal business. When the chosen ones are targeted, the stakes are higher because your inheritance isn't just about a number in an account. It's about momentum, energy, and opportunity. What was assigned to accelerate your journey is quietly redirected to empower those who haven't earned it. And the system is built to normalize this, to keep you waiting while others speed ahead, using what was supposed to fuel your rise. You might sense it in your gut. Deals that don't make sense, opportunities that evaporate just when you're about to grab them, resources that get reallocated with no explanation. The truth is, your portion is too valuable to sit still. Someone's always trying to tap into it, even if you can't see the fingerprints yet. They build their small empires using your unclaimed blessing, stacking their success on your silence and patience. But here's where the tables turn for the chosen ones. You weren't picked for ordinary outcomes. The minute you wake up to the pattern, the game is over for them. The universe does not allow stolen energy to go unnoticed forever. Every backdoor transfer, every silent partnership built off what should have been yours, eventually comes into the light. It's not just a payback, it's a full accounting. Suddenly, those who lived off your overflow find themselves cut off because the source has woken up. When you step into awareness, you reclaim not just your wealth, but your power. You stop being an unconscious investor in someone else's operation. The days of your inheritance propping up broken systems are over. Now, every resource, every opportunity, every ounce of energy meant for you begins to reroute itself back to its rightful owner. You are the economy. The chosen ones set the standard, and when your value is recognized, the counterfeit structures fall apart. Don't let hidden hands eat from your table any longer. Expose the game, take back your claim, and make it known. What's assigned to you can't be harvested by those who never did the work. The true payout is never lost, only waiting to be reclaimed by the one with the courage to see the game for what it is. The era of silent sabotage ends with you. Number 4. Trust divine detours. See delay as protection, not punishment. Chosen ones, let's shatter another myth they want you to swallow. That every delay is some kind of punishment, a mark against your progress, a sign that you're somehow less deserving. That narrative is nothing but psychological warfare meant to break your spirit before the finish line. But the truth runs deeper and hits harder. Sometimes life reroutes you because what's waiting ahead needs to be cleared before you walk in. Think about it. The universe isn't random. There's a rhythm to every event, even the ones that frustrate you. When your payout, opportunity, or next level gets delayed, it isn't always about someone trying to rob you. Sometimes it's about shielding your breakthrough from the leeches and parasites that circle success like vultures. You aren't being denied, you're being strategically repositioned. The path looks longer, but it's cleaner. The road seems detoured, but it's actually direct protection from unseen sabotage. Look around at the ones who celebrated your hold-up. Some thought they could gloat over your stillness, mistake your silence for defeat, or even claim your portion for themselves. What they never realized was that the cosmic balance doesn't answer to petty clock watchers. While you were waiting, things were being exposed behind the scenes. Snakes were being rooted out, opportunists were disqualified, and every fake hand was forced to reveal itself. Your delay was a quarantine for your blessing. It gave the universe time to separate what was meant for you from what only wanted to ride your coattails. Here's the ultimate irony. The longer you waited, the more their control faded. They thought they locked you out, but they only locked themselves into a cycle of anxiety and exposure. Because when your breakthrough finally arrives, and it always does for the truly chosen, it comes in an environment where nothing and no one can hijack it, twist it, or drain its power. You're not just receiving what's yours, you're inheriting it in a purified, undeniable form. So next time you face a setback that feels senseless, shift your mindset. This isn't punishment, it's perimeter security. Delays aren't there to withhold your power, they're there to guarantee it. Trust the detour. Because chosen ones don't get leftovers, they get what's been secured, cleared, and upgraded just for them. And when it finally lands, even the ones who doubted will have to admit, this was never a delay, it was destiny preparing its stage. Stay sharp. Your detour is just the universe's way of making sure your next level is crowd-proof and enemy-resistant. And that's the kind of protection money can't buy. Number 5. Control your story. Don't let public stalling twist your true narrative. Let's break down a psychological tactic as old as power itself. When they can't defeat you in private, they try to control how the world sees you in public. There's a special kind of sabotage that doesn't just block your progress, but tries to rewrite your whole narrative, delaying what's yours long enough to make you look like you never deserved it in the first place. Think about it. Every time your payout or opportunity is put on hold and quietly swept under the rug, there's a story being spun somewhere. Suddenly, you're not the visionary or the trailblazer. You're the problem case, the late bloomer, the one who talks big but never seems to deliver. These are not coincidences. These are campaigns. This is manufactured silence, engineered so onlookers start doubting your potential and your reputation begins to erode before your eyes. They want you to believe the holdup is your fault. Maybe you didn't work hard enough, weren't savvy enough, weren't their type. They hope you'll internalize the delay and wear their narrative like a name tag. But here's what they fear. The moment you wake up and start authoring your own story, the entire illusion crumbles. Because chosen ones don't need external validation. Their momentum is self-sustaining, their impact undeniable. So when the crowd starts whispering, when the room starts doubting, remember, legends are never made by those who blend in. Every minute they keep you on pause, they're actually giving you the space to build an even greater comeback. Let them talk. Let them speculate. Every pending and every rumor is simply suspense, building anticipation for your undeniable breakthrough. The real irony: while they try to manage the optics, the officials are watching, the records are being kept, and the universe is lining up your receipts. The people who tried to paint you as the underdog will have front row seats when the payout finally lands and your real story takes center stage. And when that happens, every lie fades, every rumor evaporates, and the truth becomes too loud to ignore. So take control of your story. Speak your truth louder than their silence. You weren't put on hold. You were being positioned for a public reversal that no amount of damage control can hide. The only narrative that matters now is the one you choose to live out. Stay focused, chosen one. Your next chapter is about to outshine their entire script. Number 6. Break the cycle. Refuse to be the source feeding their dependency. Let's pull back the curtain on a truth most people never see. There are those who thrive, not on their own merit, but by siphoning off the blessings meant for someone else. If you've ever felt like the resources, opportunities, or recognition you worked for somehow keep benefiting someone else first, it's no accident. For chosen ones, this is more than a coincidence. It's a pattern, an unspoken cycle where gatekeepers, copycats, and quiet manipulators feed off your energy to keep their own systems alive. They craft delays, reroute your opportunities, and make you feel as if you're always just one step away from what's rightfully yours. But here's the twist. What you thought was bad luck is actually their survival mechanism. They need your light to keep their world spinning. They draw from your ideas, your drive, your perseverance, masking your worth as their own achievement. Meanwhile, you're left wondering why you always feel one signature, one nod, one connection short of your breakthrough. It's time to break that cycle for good. Understand this: parasites only survive if the host stays unaware. The moment you recognize that your value isn't just in what you achieve, but in what others can't achieve without you, you flip the power dynamic. When you stop allowing your blessings to fund someone else's illusion, the facade crumbles. No more propping up their influence with your silence or patience. No more letting your ambition be the fuel that powers their mediocrity. The most dangerous thing you can do to those who secretly depend on you is cut off the supply. Withdraw your energy. Refuse to be the foundation for their empire built on borrowed time. Step out of the role of silent sponsor and step into your own spotlight. When you do, you'll notice something remarkable. Their momentum falters, their mask slips, and the world finally sees the difference between inherited greatness and manufactured relevance. This is the season where the chosen ones reclaim every ounce of value and authority that's been leaking out through unseen pipelines. Remember, true power is never in what's handed out, but in what can't be taken from you. You are the source, not the spare. When you stop feeding their dependency, the universe recalibrates, and everything that's been quietly stolen finds its way back to you, multiplied. Stay sharp, stay sovereign. The cycle breaks now, and the stage is yours. Number 7. Invoke divine justice. File your case in heaven's courtroom. Every time you're forced to watch your opportunity drift further away, another error, another processing issue, another empty promise, it's easy to think that these injustices disappear into thin air, unseen and forgotten. But nothing in this world truly vanishes. The universe runs on a set of laws far more precise than any courtroom. And for the chosen ones, every injustice is like a mark on an invisible cosmic ledger. Every calculated delay, every silent sabotage, every resource held back becomes a piece of evidence in a case the universe refuses to close. You see, while others play with policies and hide behind excuses, there's an order to things that can't be corrupted. When the game is rigged against you, when the system thinks it can cheat you quietly and move on, that's when the universal scales tip in your favor. The energy they spend keeping your payout out of reach is the same energy that swings the spotlight right back on them. There are no lost files in this higher order, no bribes to slip under the table, no secret handshakes. Every action is tracked and every intention is weighed. Here's where the real twist happens. The people who thought they were operating in the shadows now find themselves under the brightest inspection. What they assumed was off the record is actually the main event. As a chosen one, your life is a story the universe refuses to let get lost in paperwork. When your patience is weaponized against you, when your progress is stalled just to satisfy someone else's ego, that's when the true system steps in, one where every receipt, every slight, every unclaimed blessing is meticulously documented. So, instead of pleading your case to those who hope you'll give up, understand that you're already being seen and heard by a higher authority, the kind that doesn't need witnesses because it already knows the truth. The delays you endure become the very evidence that proves your worth. Every time someone thought they could quietly withhold what's yours, they were really signing their own confession. That's why the chosen never stay hidden for long. So stand firm, chosen one. When you demand true justice and refuse to accept less than what you've earned, the universe begins its own investigation. What was meant to be lost gets found. What was held back returns with interest. You're not just hoping for justice, you're guaranteed it. And when your payout finally arrives, it will carry the weight of every delay, every setback, every silent struggle, transformed into the ultimate evidence of your undeniable victory. Number 8. Document everything. Turn every delay into spiritual surveillance footage. Let's break the silence around delays. Every slow response, every mysteriously missing approval, every roadblock you face isn't just an inconvenience. It's a breadcrumb trail. If you're a chosen one, you already know the difference between ordinary obstacles and a system moving in the shadows. That's why documenting every single hiccup, every stalling tactic becomes your greatest weapon. What they see as a delay, you can turn into undeniable evidence. Here's the truth. People who try to block your progress love working in the dark. They count on your silence, your frustration, your willingness to give up and move on. But what they never expect is for you to switch on the spotlight. Every delayed email, every lost document, every moment they pretend not to see you is another scene in your highlight reel. A reel that doesn't just disappear into the void, but gets played back when the reckoning comes. Think of it like this. Life itself is always recording, and the universe doesn't erase tapes. When you keep your own records, notes, timestamps, screenshots, receipts, you become your own surveillance system. You transform every passive-aggressive delay into a file that proves the pattern, exposes the motive, and reveals exactly who's been standing between you and your payout. You shift the power dynamic, turning the tables so that you're the one in control of the narrative. When systems are forced to answer for themselves, documentation becomes your armor and your ammunition. You're not just a victim of slow wheels. You're the silent observer, gathering every clue, every slip, every moment they thought you weren't paying attention. Let your haters underestimate you. That's part of their downfall, because when the time comes, you'll walk in not with complaints, but with a case so solid it can't be dismissed. And here's the cosmic twist. Those who played games with your destiny end up starring in their own undoing. What they did in the dark will always come out in the light, and your vigilance is the key that unlocks the truth. As a chosen one, you're not just passing through delays, you're compiling the evidence that turns the tables, exposes every plot, and writes a new ending, one where the payout finds you and the system is left explaining itself. Number 9. Don't let them poison their hands. Guard your blessing from becoming their curse. Every time you were held back, every time your reward was kept just out of reach, there was more at stake than most people realize. See, your blessing isn't just another number on a spreadsheet or a zero added to someone's balance. It's energy, momentum, and legacy all wrapped into one. When someone tries to intercept what's meant for you, they're not just delaying a transaction, they're mishandling power they were never built to hold. It's like reaching into a live current, thinking you can pocket the electricity. Sooner or later, the shock catches up. Some people see what's meant for you and think they can reroute it, control it, or stash it away for themselves. But here's the twist that always comes back around. You can't profit from a stolen destiny. Every blessing has its own signature, and when it's forced into the wrong hands, it sours fast. What they thought would elevate them only turns to dust, because the universe never rewards theft with lasting gain. Instead, that very act starts to unravel everything they built, quietly poisoning the well they tried to drink from. You are a chosen one, and that comes with an energy that's not meant to be recycled, resold, or misused. When someone tries to feed off your abundance, they set off a chain reaction. What was designed to heal and lift you starts to corrode the plans of anyone who tried to hijack it. Suddenly, the tables turn. The projects they launched with your stolen momentum stall out. Relationships built on your blocked energy start to fracture, and the success they paraded around unravels thread by thread. It's ironic. The more they try to contain your blessing, the more it slips through their fingers. Your legacy was coded for you. Trying to wear it like a mask only ends in exposure. Meanwhile, the universe is always keeping score, and every move they make in the shadows becomes another reason for their plans to backfire in the light. If you ever wonder why things seem to fall apart for those who plotted against you, remember, no one gets away with bottling lightning. Guard your energy, protect your vision, and know this: every attempt to poison your blessing is the first step in their own undoing. You don't even have to retaliate. Just watch as fate flips the script, making your perseverance their greatest regret. The chosen don't chase revenge. They watch destiny do the work. Number 10. Seize your power. Refuse to let anyone control you by withholding funding. There's a game that gatekeepers love to play, and it always starts with your access. They know if they can control the flow, they can control the narrative. This isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about leverage, dominance, and power over your path. But here's the truth the chosen ones learn quickly. Control only works if you believe you need their permission. They designed this system with locks and barriers, not just to slow you down, but to keep you on a leash, always needing, always waiting, always second-guessing if today is the day they'll allow you to rise. The real currency here isn't just money, it's freedom, and they're desperate to convince you that your breakthrough depends on their mood, their approval, their signature. But you were never created to play by their rules. Chosen ones break the mold. Every moment you spend begging for access is energy they siphon to keep their fake authority intact. The minute you realize that your vision, your drive, your ability to pivot and create solutions is your real asset, their grip starts to slip. Because the systems they built were never ready for someone who can multiply blessings from thin air, someone who can turn obstacles into stepping stones, lack into strategy, and rejection into redirection. They fear your independence more than your abundance. That's why they block funding. They know the moment you get what's rightfully yours, you become a force that can't be manipulated. You stop playing their approval games. You invest in yourself. You build, you expand, and you leave the old system scrambling to catch up. And here's what really haunts them. Every time they withhold what's yours, the universe takes notes. Every denied resource, every unnecessary hurdle, every pending status that was meant to shrink you only adds fuel to your comeback. Cosmic balance doesn't allow theft to go unpunished. Energy spent trying to cage a chosen one always rebounds with consequences. So refuse to shrink for anyone who tries to play banker with your destiny. Real power comes from refusing to let anyone's yes or no determine your worth or your next move. The era of waiting for handouts is over. The chosen ones write their own approvals, and the louder your independence echoes, the quieter their control becomes. This is the season where you step fully into your power. Remember, those who try to limit your funding are only exposing how terrified they are of what you'll do with it. Let them watch. Your breakthrough can't be gate-kept forever. Number 11. Unmask their excuses. Don't let delays be their cover for hidden guilt. Every system that's tried to block your rise has a favorite weapon: excuses. It's the oldest trick in the book. Delay the reward, then bury you in explanations. You're just not ready yet. The timing isn't right. We're waiting on one more approval. On the surface, it looks like caution, but pull back the curtain and you'll see a tangled web of insecurity, fear, and unspoken guilt. Chosen ones, you already know, when your momentum gets interrupted, it's rarely about your actual readiness. It's about their need for control. They build narratives around your name, painting your ambition as arrogance and your confidence as recklessness, all to justify why you're being held back. But the universe doesn't operate on their permission slip. The universe only responds to authenticity, and nothing is more authentic than the raw drive of someone destined for greatness. These people aren't just afraid of your progress, they're afraid of what your victory will reveal about their own shortcomings. The longer they stall your breakthrough, the more desperate they become to rewrite the story. They'll go out of their way to project their fear onto you, labeling your boldness as a flaw and your potential as a liability. It's a smokescreen, and they're hoping you'll get so lost in self-doubt that you stop fighting for what's yours. But that's where you flip the script. When you refuse to internalize their excuses, you expose the real reason for the delay. They're threatened by your unstoppable momentum. Every time you keep pushing, every time you show up stronger, you make their stories harder to believe, even for themselves. They wanted you to question your own worth. Instead, they're forced to question their own tactics. Let's be clear, delays don't define you. How you respond to them does. Use their stall tactics as proof that you're already shaking the status quo. The more elaborate their explanations, the deeper their guilt runs. Remember, those who try to dim your light are always haunted by the shadows they cast. Don't let their carefully crafted excuses become a prison for your ambition. Number 12. Watch God amplify your comeback. The longer they hold it, the harder they fall. Let's make something clear. When you're a chosen one, delays aren't just inconvenience. They're pressure building in the vault of destiny. Every day they hold on to what's rightfully yours, thinking time is on their side. They're stacking dynamite under their own empire. See, life's laws are universal. What's withheld from its true owner grows in force, not in dust. The longer your payout sits trapped behind their locked doors, the more power it collects, like a storm swelling in silence while everyone pretends it's just another cloudy day. They call it procedure, standard waiting period, unexpected delays. But you know better. You know it's about control, about seeing if you'll break, if you'll beg, if you'll quietly accept their rewriting of your story. What they don't realize is, every minute they try to suffocate your progress, they're actually engineering their own exposure. The universe loves irony. Those who try to bury your victory are the ones who end up haunted by it. You don't have to fight, plead, or lower your standards. The cosmic scales tip themselves. With every silent day they think you're losing, you're actually becoming the lesson they never wanted to learn. The harder they pull back on your payout, the more devastating your release becomes. Picture it, a dam holding back a river, the pressure growing with each extra day. At first, it looks like control. Then the cracks begin, unexpected, unstoppable. By the time the payout bursts through, it doesn't just restore what was held back. It sweeps away every obstacle built to contain it. The ones who once laughed at your delay, who whispered about your absence, who spun stories about why your name was missing from the winners list, they're forced to watch as the comeback makes more noise than any setback ever could. This isn't just about getting what you're owed. It's about a reversal so undeniable that the world can't ignore it. It's about vindication that echoes, about seeing the old systems crumble under the weight of their own delay tactics. For the chosen ones, every setback is just a countdown to a bigger launch. So let them hold it, stall it, hide it, because the longer they do, the more explosive your breakthrough will be. Get ready, because your comeback isn't just approaching, it's about to rewrite the rules. Stay alert. The universe is about to show everyone just how unstoppable you really are. As we bring this message to a close, remember, delays aren't defeat. They're the universe gathering momentum for your undeniable rise. Every obstacle, every holdup, every attempt to keep you waiting is only fueling a comeback that can't be contained. If you feel that power building, you're already part of the next wave of chosen ones breaking through every barrier. Don't let this energy stop here. Like this video, subscribe to join a movement of people who refuse to be held back, and drop a comment sharing your own journey. Your breakthrough is not just coming, it's inevitable.